Hey everybody, welcome to another What the Heck Wednesday. This week I'm going to be doing my video on cross-contamination, and really I'm just going to try and give you just ideas of where cross-contamination could be that you may not have thought about before, and maybe just simple ideas for those of you that may be new to being gluten-free, and just to help you know where cross-contamination can happen most likely, and what you should think about and consider while you're making gluten-free options or going out to eat somewhere or whatever. So I just picked a couple of things that I thought were pretty big ones that are something that you can try and think about and start to avoid. And really, cross-contamination is much bigger of an issue if you live with someone else that is eating gluten-containing products and gluten-containing food, because if you aren't living in an all gluten-free household, then obviously there's going to be a lot of chances of cross-contamination, which can happen when the other person's making food. And one thing that can help with that is actually something called gluten-free labels, which is something from that you can use to put on whatever food you make, so you know what's gluten-free or not. And the first one I'm going to go over is condiments, and that can be like peanut butter or jelly or anything you put a knife into that might go on another piece of bread. Is something that you have to worry about for cross-contamination. So peanut butter, jelly, anything you put a knife into, that's one that you should think about. Another one is if you have pets. This is one many don't consider, is if your pet's eating gluten and they lick your hands and you go to make something, or they lick your face, it's possible to get cross-contamination from that too. So just be sure you know what your pets are eating, and if they're gluten-free too, then that's safer for you. Another one is countertops, which is if you're living in a household that has people that other people eat gluten and that aren't gluten-free, then if they're preparing like a sandwich or something on the countertop and you prepare something too, then you can get cross-contamination. Toasters is another one, which you should always buy a separate gluten-free toaster once you go gluten-free, just so you know that you're safe, and that's something you can just feel safe if you have gluten-free toast. So that's a good one. And also just grills. Like if you say you live in a community or you're using a shared grill, you don't know what someone else has put on that grill, and you don't know if it's been clean lately, or you don't know what could be put on it. So just be aware, if you do grill out on a shared grill, that you clean it at least, or that you just be careful or use your own grill so you can be safe. And then the last one I did was eating out anywhere, which that's an obvious one. Really, there's going to be a lot of gluten-containing products in the kitchen that someone else is using while they're preparing food. So just ask the waiter or ask the kitchen about how everything's prepared, what goes on behind the kitchen, because the more you know, the better. And going into a restaurant, you don't really know what could happen behind in the kitchen, and just be aware of the cross-contamination issues when you eat out. So that's pretty much the biggest things that I would worry about for cross-contamination, the best things and advice I could give you. There's obviously tons more out there that I'm sure you could all share with others and help just get people more aware, but those are just the biggest ones I could think of. So that pretty much sums up my 15th What the Heck Wednesday. I hope this helped you, and thank you for watching.